What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we got the Arrma vendetta here. We're gonna create a spool. We're gonna get rid of the slipper clutch. So my friend showed me a trick, and I decided to make a good video out of it. And he told me to go get a limitless spool gear. The one that comes stock is 34, and right in the center it has this little rod here, the grub screw that goes right through. And since it has holes on both ends, that's what we need. So we pull this out, and I put two grub screws in there. So there's two grub screws in there, one on each side. So what that's gonna do is, to center the gear, you need to tighten them evenly so the gear can be centered. And then you try it on. If it's off, you take it apart, tighten this one a little bit, and see if that evens out. Play around with it pretty much. So all about time consuming here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this hood off, and let's put this gear right there. It's not gonna bother us there. So we're gonna pull up everything apart. We're gonna take out the drive shaft in the center, and we're gonna pull out the motor. I'm gonna swap the motor also, and I'm gonna swap pretty much everything's gonna be new in here. So what we're gonna do is, let me come across this way so y'all can see this guy. Let's see. And we're gonna take off the shaft first. We're gonna pull this guy off, the drive shaft. The bearing is giving us trouble. You know what we'll do? Instead of that, we'll just go in the bottom. We're gonna take off that bolt in the center. And let me get my drill bit here. So we're gonna take off this guy right here. And we're gonna pop the center. This red piece in the middle comes right off, and after that we should be able to pop the motor with the rear end. Everything should just come off. I'm probably gonna push it with the screwdriver a bit. Let's use the screwdriver to help us. It's like second hand here. Once it starts to move, we should be able to push this guy all the way back to remove this guy. And the whole transmission here will come apart. The drive shaft should come off now. And we're gonna pull off the motor and the ESC separate. So there you go. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna open this guy. So there's 3 screws. One, 2, and 3. And this comes apart. So there's our slipper clutch. I thought it was metal, but this thing is plastic. That's why everybody is complaining about these. So there we have it. This is the guy. So what he showed me to do was, we're gonna turn this guy. We're gonna turn this guy. If I can turn it by hand. If not, I'm gonna go get something. Super duper tight. So let me go get something to tighten this guy. Untighten it. So this thing is a 12 millimeter. So we're gonna put a gear wrench on, and we're gonna turn this guy. There you go. That's what we turned right here. So we took this whole thing apart. So we're gonna keep everything in order, so let's not mess up the order. We're gonna put this guy here, the spring, and then we got this guy, and there's a small little pin right in the center. There's a small little pin. Okay, my flashlight died, so let me go charge my light first, and we're gonna continue. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is there's a small little rod right there. It's popping up right in the center, in the middle. And that thing, let's see, there you go, that's right in the center right there, that little guy. Oh, fell on the ground, we don't need it anyway, it's all good. And that will split these two right here. And there's your little clutch, which one probably slipping already, as you can see right there. Get rid of that. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna leave this alone, and we're gonna cut this off, this little area right here. Okay, we're gonna file it down to 0, so we only have like a small little disc, and that's how that's gonna work out for us. All right, there it is. We splice this whole thing down, and now our gear can sit evenly there. So what we're gonna do next is, well, we're gonna have to get rid of this gear. We still have one little guy to cut as well. Now you see this thing will not go through. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna splice this guy as well, the plastic piece. We're gonna splice it as well, and then we should be able to get these two to fit in properly, and it should be a flush meet there. So let me go cut this guy off as well. So we cut that little plastic piece under this bearing, and our gear goes on. So then our problem is, you see that little bit of slack there? We need to eliminate that. So what you want to do is you want to tighten a bit. That was the whole point of the 2 grub screws. Tighten and tighten. Tighten and tighten. You want to go equal on both sides so your gear sits right flush. So our plate here, you only have about a quarter of an inch. That's more than enough to grab there. And what we can do next is tighten a bit, tighten a bit, tighten a bit, and tighten a bit. So right now, I think it is sitting flush. So all we need to do is make sure we put it on the housing itself. And every time we try this, it should be centered. So if you look at it, the gear is a little wobbly. To me, it seems straight. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you can even take measurements from here to here, and then opposite side. But we can clearly tell this plate is sitting too far that way. So what we're gonna do is, just by eye, we'll loosen this guy up a bit. As you can see, you can see a little bit of the beyond the groove of the teeth. On this side you can't. It's sitting pretty much close to the edge. So if we loosen this grub screw a bit, and then we can move it that way, and we'll tighten this one a bit, and that looks a little better, but not 100%. So let's come out a little bit more and go in a bit more on this side. That not precise yet. We're going to tighten this guy. Still not precise. Okay, we're going to take it all apart. We're going to try again. I think right there. So there'll be a lot of tries before we assume it's good, and then we need to try it back on, try it again and again and again, again and again and again. Okay, that looks really, really nice to me, but this side a bit to that way. Now it looks good to me all over. So it looks good over here. And the opposite side is not good. We're gonna loosen this guy. No, we're gonna tighten this guy and loosen this guy. And then we're gonna tighten this guy. So it's gonna push it this way. Okay. We need to loosen this guy and tighten this guy. Loosen here and tighten here. How does that look to me? If I'm not happy, I'm gonna keep it going. That looked good there. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yep, I'm gonna leave it right here. That looks pretty good to me there. Now, we need to try this in the vehicle. You also need to compress the spring, okay? All you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze the crap out of it with some type of vise. But I'll do that later on. We're not at that point yet. I'm not worried about that yet. Right now, main focus is see how it closes good? So it spins good. But inside, is it good? We're gonna try this thing now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this here. Let's lock up one of the screws so it holds itself. And what I want to do is I'm going to touch it a bit. See that? You can figure this out from right here. Yep. That seems to be good to me. Oh yeah, she's good. So there you go. We created a spool for this baby. Now we need to get some serious. We need to get a motor for this guy. So there's our spool. We created a spool for this guy. So guys, I'm gonna be putting a motor in. Let me go fish out a motor that I need. And we got ourselves a motor here. So this motor is pretty good. It's a 1515 2200 kV. Okay, let's see if this guy. Oh yeah. Baby was able to pop this gear off just like that. We need to remove these two right here. Pretty solid tools. There you go. We're gonna put this motor mount away. Put this guy away. This is from one of the Arrma cars. So what we need to do here is we need to take this guy off. Maybe we can pop the gear off first. pop the gear off, which might not want to come loose. That's what I hate about this guy here. What's going on here? Let me match it onto my new tools to this guy. Right, too big. Okay. Alright, so it should work here. This guy should work here. So all we need to do is we need to turn that bolt back. Turn this guy back. We should be able to turn the motor and fish out that little guy right in the center. Which is not gonna come out. Okay, it did come out. It did come out. So it's loose. And we got this guy. Now we got this little retainer here. Come on. Too many things. This guy needs to come out. This little clamp there. Here it comes out. And we're going to pop this motor off. Okay. There you go. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop this motor on. 15 series, baby. Okay. How can we figure this out? We don't want to lock this guy up, but it hasn't grabbed anything. What's going on? Okay, long edges of these bolts. There you go. That's better. Got some threads there. There you go. Come back a bit so we can do the mesh right, so we can move the motor around. Okay, so I don't know, maybe we can throw this as, what is this? This is like a 27, 29, and you never know, it might work on it. Let's see if we put this on. Do we have enough clearance for 29? Oh no, we don't. Definitely don't. Definitely don't have a clearance for a 29. Or do we? Oh, yeah, baby. That's a secret there. Nobody needs to know what gear we got on there. Something is hitting. So it's hitting somewhere. The gear is... Okay, my grub screw on that is hitting. But we're not going to be able to lock up the little guys. So this gear is way too big for this. Way too big. So I'm gonna go get a smaller gear. Okay, I figured out a trick. This baby's staying in there. This baby is not coming out of there. Okay, I figured out a trick. Okay, what we're gonna do is we are gonna put this guy in. Our mesh seems to be good there. It's just perfect right where it's at. Okay, so I think I lucked out. My motor is fitting perfectly fine right where I want everything to be at. So I'm gonna go slowly. Oh, it moved. See, sitting right where I wanted it. Okay, nope. So I'm not gonna use the drill because the drill, it pushes everything real hard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this guy up a bit. We're gonna go in a bit. So not loose. I'm gonna lock it up there. Let's see how the baby feels now. Yeah. I'm gonna go back a bit because every time you close this, it does make a difference. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock up those bolts right where they at. Oops. This baby should not move now. So we got ourselves a 29 to fit inside this baby. Yeah. Let's see how this baby feels with the cover on. Oh yeah, I think we can live with that. We can live with that, baby. Okay, now we need to lock up the grub screw. We need to get to the grub screw next. Where the hell is he at? He's right over there. This baby's. Okay. This one will fit on it. Yep. So what we need to do is. I'm too excited. I might break things. Go. That's the spot. We got this baby locked in. Rock and roll, baby. Now it can spin all the way. Before the grub screw was hitting it. But now, let's check one more time. Let's check one more time. Haha! Perfect mesh, baby. Oh yeah. Haha. Baby is ready to go. What are we gonna do? There you go. All I need to do is squeeze this and lock this up, and everything is in position. Now let's see how it turns. Okay, it's hard to turn this guy with hand. But there's our mesh. But it does need to do like a 360. So the motor doesn't have it on. You see that? You can check. Okay, so my camera had cut off on me because the memory completely finished out. So I'm almost done here. I had to take it apart again with this little guy because I just wanted to make sure my mesh was good. So what I like to do is each teeth. Okay, you gotta go all around to figure out. If it gets stiff at one point, no good. Start all over, okay? So it's pretty good for all of them. And we're gonna finish out putting the spring. I tried to compress the spring with the vice grip, squeeze it, but it wasn't working out. But I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing in there. And it does need to go in there, but I'm almost done here. Let's just take a look on the inside of this Vendetta. I am gonna be changing the tires and to GRPs. But first, I'm gonna run it with these. Inside, we got the Mamba Monster X. Like you guys seen this setup before. Now it's gonna be official. Before I had the regular motor that comes with this Vendetta. So everything's gonna go back in. We got one screw in the bottom, and it's ready to roll. And let's see how this baby acts in the road. So stay tuned to watch videos on this guy. And we just popped in a 29 and a 34 gear ratio. The gearing. 29 is the pinion, and the spur is 34. That's the stock limitless that comes with the spool. That's the gear that we got in that baby. So this baby's gonna go in there and it's gonna be locked up looking something like that. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and don't forget to see what this guy's gonna do. And we might down the road change the ESC to a different one. So we're gonna run this 6S next because we already done 4S. We got up to like 70 some mile per hour. Before I end the video, I want you guys to first see I finished it all out. Check that out. It's all done. And let's listen to how this baby rolls. Yeah, sounds pretty good. And this baby is gonna be a blast. We're gonna run it with the stock tires. So if I do a number, I don't want anybody to judge me because I know other people got a big number. And we don't know what's gonna happen. We might not get a number. Anyways, thank you for watching. But I am gonna be running with the stock tires. And down the road, if I feel that I should go any further, then we'll put GRPs on this baby. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you guys on the next one.